How I made my first $1,000 selling knowledge with completely zero personal brand. So picture this. This is me during the global pandemic. Stuck at home, desperate, crushed by anxiety and basically half depressed because my company was completely frozen like everyone else. And I couldn't recharge even in nature like I always do. So nobody knew who I was. So I had zero chances of using any kind of personal brand to sell something digital. So what the hell do I do? I knew how to position a course inside of the market, kind of, especially an online course, because I had already been running my agency for a while and we had worked quite a lot in the education industry. The agency was called We Bring You Clients. It was a very boring, generic marketing agency, but I knew positioning a course, an online course in the online market was not a secure win, was not 100% win. I mean, I was decent at my job, but I couldn't create myself the market demand, right? If you create something and then try to sell it online, it's never 100% chances of success, right? Of course. So I said to myself, why not try to do the opposite? That's the idea. Instead of starting from the course and then trying to position it in the market, why not start from the market itself? What is the market actually asking for? What does it already want right now? And then create a course or a program or etc. that is tailor-made around that existing demand, right? And without even knowing it, I basically started applying the whole concept of offer validation. So the process was this. First, market analysis. But the first immediate problem, how the hell do you analyze a market when you are locked inside your own apartment, right? It doesn't sound very right. Then came the stupidest revelation. Just Google searches, man. Google searches. It's easy. If there's search volume, there's demand. I had already access to SEMrush through the agency. It's a search engine optimization tool where you can see the search demands basically on Google. So I started looking for every Google search around online course plus something, right? Then I cross-checked the demand with the competitiveness of that search. If demand was high but competition was insane, of course, I moved on. And with SEMrush or other search engine optimization tools, this is incredibly easy. It's a feature that basically all of them have. Competitiveness, usually it's a score from 0 to 100. And 0 means there are basically no competitors for that keyword, and it never happens. And 100 means that it's basically impossible to compete. And again, it never happens. Most keywords are usually somewhere between 20 and 80. If the score is in his 20s or 30s, let's say it's a winner. It's not that hard to position. And after a while, I found something really good. I found that nail reconstruction course had a competition score of only 27, but around 1,600 monthly searches in Italy at the time, every month. So it was very good. Not bad, not bad. And then I went deep into all the similar keywords too. Things like nail courses, nail master courses, nail art courses, gel nails, acrylic nails, like 1,000, all of it. And without fully realizing it, I had found my first niche. So, second step, create an offer for my niche, right? But another problem here. What the hell do I know about nail and nail arts? Absolutely nothing, man. Zero. I had found a niche for sure. But that doesn't make me an expert, right? So I took a pragmatic approach. Let's figure out exactly what this course should contain based on what? Again, on what people are searching online. We're going to stick to the plan, right? So again, I started researching terms like gel nail course, acrylic nail course, nail drilling course, shaping course, nail art course, and so on. I collected everything into a hypothetical course structure, which I could then validate with a real professional. After that, I built the offer. So my audience was completely beginners who wanted to start in the nail world, learn all the secrets and create amazing nails without having to pay crazy amounts of money or attend in-person classes. An online course they could watch and rewatch forever without any limits, with every step explained clearly to learn the world of nails from scratch. This is my audience. I just wrote it down, my audience. So as you can see, I wasn't targeting professionals. I was targeting passionate beginners, basically. And the offer had to reflect that. So the offer will be Nail Academy Online, from theory to practice, less than 200 euros, all included, no time limit, no expiration date. Watch the videos and lessons as many times as you want, for as long as you want. That's the offer. So at that point, only one thing was missing. I needed to find a professional willing to create the first lesson videos for my MVP, my minimum viable product, so I could launch and see if it actually sold in a test environment, right? A few weeks later, I finally found her. She recorded the videos from home, because she was also stuck because of the pandemic. I paid the agreed amount and launched the website in, 24 hours probably. Just one single page, super simple, built in WordPress, very basic, nothing fancy. Then I created ad creatives that probably today would make me cringe, but to be fair, it was 7 years ago, so the advertising industry was very different. And I launched the first ad with a budget of just $20 per day. Immediately, from day one, it was obvious that people liked the project. It started selling right away. In the first 2 days, I had already made the first 5 sales, so around 995 euros, so kind of $1,100, more or less. The demand that I had seen on SEMrush, the search engine optimization tool, was real. There really was low competition online. Everyone was still tied to in-person classes. And picture this, shortly after, I discovered that I had been the first one to bring pre-recorded online courses into the nail industry in Italy. The first one. From there, I expanded the course with new teachers, a lot of new content, certifications, support, and obviously bigger budgets. But in this video, I just want to tell you about the beginning, not the scaling, because the beginning is the part I learned the most from. And let's say I learned just 3 main things. The first one is that 90% of my clients at the time, and even today before starting to work together with us, have never done this process. Never. They all do the exact opposite. They look at what they know how to do, they package it, and then they put inside of the market, right? And I'm not saying that's wrong, okay? Because probably I already know the market demand from 20 years of experience, etc. But it's not a solid approach. It's all about opinions and idea. I think it's going to work because I see this, I've seen that. Nah, I want to be 100% sure, right? I want to validate the offer with every tool or weapon I have. In this case, the search engine optimization tools. What I did, without even realizing it, was complete offer validation, a foundation stone for every project, before even thinking about ads or funnel. And I'm saying this as someone who sells ads management for a living. So technically, this goes against my own interest, right? But people often put all the responsibility on ads. If the ads are done well, the project will take off. If the ads are done badly, it will fail. And yeah, sometimes that even can be true. But first of all, the offer has to be validated. Not on opinions, but facts. That's the first concern, right? If the offer is okay, then we can move the responsibility somewhere else. But let's go in order. Number 1 is niche plus offer combination and the validation of both. Otherwise, everything else is just wasted time and money. You're just shooting in the dark. The second thing I learned is that the best results in life often come when you are cornered, when you're desperate, tired, uncertain, etc. The comfort zone just kills. So we should voluntarily look for discomfort more often. Is there a commitment that scares us? Very good. That's where we'll give our real 100%. If something is too comfortable, we become lazy and kind of stupid. The Greeks had a saying, Spartans don't look for pleasantries or comforts, meaning that a true Spartan, a warrior like the classic warrior, doesn't like being too comfortable. He naturally looks for discomfort because he knows that's where his maximum potential is hidden, right? And I really love this quote, and I really want to be a Spartan in life. The third thing I learned that I want to talk about is that when you know how to do marketing and run ads properly, you have enormous powers in your hand. It's like being in the 50s and having the power of 2,000 salespeople in your hands, basically. It's a power you cannot afford not to have if you run a business. I'm not saying that you should do everything yourself and you should run ads and do all the stuff, accounting and billing and whatever. No. Nobody can do that, and it just doesn't make sense. Find a strong agency and delegate as much as you can. Just, if you want to look at me, I'm here. But always try to understand the basics. Try to understand what is being done and why. You are the first sales experts of your company. You need to hold the reins, right? You should be the one navigating between niche offer and advertising of the offer. Then leave, the micromanagement of the ads or the delivery of your offer to external specialists or employers. This is of course, the best way. But be conscious about everything else. Be the conscious leader in your company. In conclusion, my whole life has revolved around the education industry. It's crazy. It seems like destiny. But for years, I never fully jumped into it because of fear and doubts. Who am I to teach something, right? The guy who never wanted to study at school. Come on. But lately, I decided, all right, fuck it. Let's go all in. I'm a warrior. I'm a Spartan. I opened a community just for education business owners. You can find the link of the community below the video. If you want to learn more about these topics, that's amazing. And as you can see, I'm trying to believe in my personal brand. So if you want to support me, you can just subscribe to the channel. And yeah, that's it for today. Ciao. See you in the next video.